like looking at them, I think we also had in Astralis when we were really good, and it's hard to counter that other than just like being hot as individuals and outshooting them. They're definitely like doing the few adjustments we need to do, and yeah, it's more about just being there.
Well, I think today's a big challenge. Similar maps to Cologne, rematch straight up or what?
I think it's gonna be exactly the same, if I have to be honest. Yeah, that's my guess. But you never know if they throw a curveball. They're number one in the group anyway, so they can play around a little bit.
And for the side of Gambit, you almost demand respect from a team like NiP, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's just how it is right now. And I love that interview with Device, some great thoughts from him, saying he recognizes a bit of Astralis in them, right? That they have their play style, they're methodical, they're not, the things they do are not random, and then it's just individuals also stepping up, you know, in crucial moments. That's what makes every great team. You have to have a good base, the foundation needs to be there, and then the players can elevate within that system, within that structure, can elevate the game of the whole team, and that's when you get some great results going for it.
And you'd have to say that, you know, they've definitely considered that on the side of Gambit. For a guy like Hobbit, I'm pretty sure he takes everything into consideration, which is exactly who we need to hear from before we start the match.
We will see, to be honest. NAP is really great team, and Device doing, I don't know, it's always hard to play against Device. So, no, I'm not saying like only one Device. There is 4 very talented players, so it's always hard to play against them, to be honest.
All right.
So we will see. We're going to prepare for them.
So 1 Device and 4 other threats, or is that?
Hobbit is just a nice guy.
Yeah,
he doesn't think this is going to be a super tough game. Well, maybe he does, but the
He'll
way
never tell
NIP
us.
has been playing, right, he's not going to tell us.
Bet we go to Ancient first, Yanko.
So Device, yeah, I bet so too. Trace, I think Device was spot on that we're going to see the same maps unless Gambit decides for the sake of them to switch it up a little bit. Maybe they want to get more practice on a map like Overpass, which has been great for them, but they haven't been picking it as much. They decide to go for Inferno, which was the map they won convincingly last 2 times against NIP.
That's 2/3?
Yeah, it's just the same maps
exact.
all over again. So not really any experimenting going on from Gambit. I mean, whatever they would pick, they're good on that map. It wouldn't be like they're screwing around unless they really did something ridiculous like playing Nuke. That was never going to happen. So yeah, the map pool, no surprises there. We'll see how it goes on Ancient. You know, that's the problem. Like, NIP great on Ancient, no doubt about that. A lot of success despite first picking the map, but it's always just, for me, I always dislike it when a team has such a clear first pick.
You just know.
Because you feel that just if you know that map's coming 100%, you don't even have to think about another map. Like, you just can pour so much more resources into studying like how they play, and, you know, enough time put into something, you're gonna figure it out, really. So we'll see if, and we've heard Hobbit in interviews many times credit the coach and the analyst for great preparation, for, you know, figuring out the opposing team. So we'll see if the approach was the same and if they managed to do that here against NIP.
So is it fair to say that NiP held nothing back yesterday, and probably all the homework could be done just off of looking at last night's game?
I mean, they just played it so many times, right? Every chance in a series where it's not first banned, NIP has picked it in the last 3 months, really. So, you know, that just tells you how much faith they have in themselves on the map. And yeah, we'll just have to see how it goes.
So anybody thinking Gambit won't win this might have lost their marbles.
Yeah, I mean,
pretty fair assessment.
We'll see. NIP needs to let loose a little bit, try to, you know, get the pressure off their shoulders. They're not out of this.
Yeah.
They have a chance to win this series.
But it's going to be a tough one. It's going to be an uphill battle, which is exactly what you've signed up for. In this last day of Group D, we're ready to jump into one of the last best of 3s. 3 going on simultaneously, but only 1 in our hearts. Make that 2. Chad and Alex, over to you.
Oh, a game out of Tristan Sorrentis and Janko Paunovic. Can I say that correctly? Ancient as well to start us off. What a lovely start to our evening, Chad.
Yeah, this should be nice. This should be fun to see if NIP have anything left in the tank here this evening.
Do you echo the sentiment of Janko to an extent? I mean, you've already kind of made it clear that you're not, you're buying a ticket to the NIP show.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm here to see them celebrate or here to see them maybe be sad, because, look, the group stage has definitely been an odd one for them. I just feel like, Alex, if you get thrown this as your final game, right, as the game to qualify, which is yesterday's match, and you go, all right, you're playing against Furia. Oh, it seems a bit tough, you know? Art's a bit pushy, K Serado's pretty good, you know, Vinferno, Yuri locking down sites. Oh, but their coach is playing as the 5th. You'd be licking your bloody lips.
For a spot.
That is to qualify. That's all they had to do.
You'd be there in the playoffs. Everyone's happy. The org's happy.
Just beat Furia with a coach.
Okay.
That's it. That's all you had to do. You messed it up. You mucked it up in a very big way. And now you're finding yourself having to play against Gambit. Hope some results go your way. Just to get through by the skin of your teeth. I just feel like you're not going to be happy either way.
Absolutely. And I think Device, he made that abundantly clear that there is, an air of disappointment surrounding their result, especially against Furia yesterday. And now they find themselves with the tallest of orders just to dust themselves off and present something competitive. We are just waiting to get this one started for anyone that's wondering what we're watching.
Well, this is called warm-up, everybody.
We are flying through the warm-up.
Look at the madness.
My current favorite is the donut angle. I think that's beautiful. Great work from our camera hunters. And
hunters.
I imagine they fly around the map while we're talking nonsense and eventually find angles they're fans of and keyframe them.
Okay.
This is pretty groovy, and then it pulls out with like a Hitchcocky vibe.
A Hitchcocky vibe.
Yeah.
All right, so not like in the shower.
No, but it's on the dolly and it's going forward while simultaneously zooming out.
All right.
To make it all look a bit weird and warpy.
I think it could be going live now. I've just read something in the chat. I think we're on our way.
You don't say GL because obviously you don't want to wish luck to your opponent, but you don't mind them having fun while you win.
You can give them 2 have funs.
HF, bro.
Yeah, that's fine. That's all right. That's all right. Or
what about a GG HF? That's a bit of a Chad Birchall
GG?
MM special.
Type GG when the game goes live.
Yeah, GG HF.
Or after pistol. Only if you win. If you lose and you type GG,
after
get out.
a pistol. I've had teammates do that when they lost. Yeah,
they're not the type of teammates anyone's looking for. But here we go. Ancient. NIP with all of it on the line, and Gambit here, well, to undo the loss that happened over there in Cologne. 1xBet odds are favouring Gambit in quite the big way, and out the gates we go over towards NIP's favourite site, or at least the in-game leader of Hampus's.
Hobbit's got himself a smoke to play reactively. Inter's tucked in now with Nafany in a partnership for this. It's a perfect pop flash. They've both been blinded, and as their vision restores, Nafany, I think he spent about 15 bullets for that frag. That res does eventually fall. And, well, man advantage Nip. Here comes the rest. The rotates in. They need to clear and isolate that hidden Hobbit. How is he not gone down? He's still hiding, could play the denial here, and he will tap away Device. He's at least stopped that bomb plant, but there you have it. Ninja's locking down the pistol.
And just for those of you playing at home who are keeping a tally of how many times the Julies do anything of note that he wouldn't have gotten away with the USP in professional Tier 1 play, add another one to the no column.
You can hear them. And
they sound scary. Device got more done with them than Nafany did. He used them through the smoke. There you go. Look at that. Beauty. And he picked him up. So we'll just add that one to the list of another Julie purchase that results in nothing. So always fun. My favorite game to play.
It's about the same amount of fun Nafany's going to be having in this one, though. An Armored Deagle in play, so he's got a full utility belt. We'll see if that becomes a relevant topic as they drop their mid-util. And we have Gambit taking early info B. Okay. So NIP going to be posturing Red Room as it fades. Axal to peek out ledge, contained by Hampus. It is the A split, but held by a scout of Shiro and a CZ75, and Axal's already rumbled that mid-lurk of Hampus. That propels them forward, smoked off by Hobbit.
Oh, they have to go back. They've dropped back all the way through Donut here. This is giving time for the rotation to get on over.
Oh, good util. That molly will buy time. Shiro to turd, and now the bomb can be planted. I believe Rez will get it down uncontested, which is, not always easy to say on T-side, Ancient.
Oh, this Galil is nice for Inters here. You think he might want to carry that forward into Linus. They take one. Maybe they'll accelerate for this now.
Inters fired off a couple of shots to deter, and he's just containing Plopsky in that donut position. It's ticking in favor of Nip. Every second that does pass, favoring a Ninja's 2-0. They've got so many weapons now. They want to be threatening a little more from Nafany's Deeg. Doesn't
the save.
Find anything there, and that's going to be the cue.
Yeah, get on out of there, boys. Hold on to this. You're not looking too shabby here.
Look at their health, bro. They really...
Oh, wow. What a void for Inters to cross there. He needs to be careful. He might go down here. Oh, Inters. That's a big loss of the Galil right there.
He put so much jam on the hot dog.
Oh, no.
Way too much jam.
Okay. Well, yeah, it sounds odd, and that's because I guess it was. That was a bit of an odd round in the scheme of things here. You like the attempt from Axal. It's very desperate. The fact that they negate their smoke with one of their own. This is the kill here, which hurts the most because Inter's carrying that through could have meant a real shot for Gambit in the next round to play, but now we don't have as much excitement, right? There's still a chance, but this same mid control, right? You see the combo of this, everybody. We've got the molly from spawn, you've got the smoke donut and the smoke top mid. Now, I don't know if Blast have adjusted their rule set back or forth, but if you're NIP, you may as well get as much use of that as you can. You won't be getting away with this in a couple weeks' time.
Oh, and Axel actually could have done so much more with that. Rez is delivered. And Shiro's scout does make itself known in that temple. So plant's not going to come easy for ninjas. Watch this just become a nightmare in itself. Look at the util they've got, Chad. No more smokes, and the bomb's not down. So you're going to get poked, prodded, sprayed, Linus low. That's a big conversion. But the spray out of that mag 10 was so close to perfection. Plopsky left with 15, but he does convert.
All right, well, they make it interesting, right? There were competitive rounds, there were moments, but now we're getting to the guns. Gambit into the full investment here, and it'll be interesting to see just how much more of this we can get out of NIP. Rez is currently the lowest rated player in the group for the Ninjas. Actually, no, that's a lie. Linus is. Ben Rez.
In the group?
In the group for NIP. Yeah, okay. So you want a bit more out of Rez. You want him to be your second highest rated player. He's your second star just behind Device. There's the deep molly. That's going to hold Hampus at bay. Over towards B, they start looking for some space. 4 members of NIP over here, and only 2 residing on the B bomb site right now. Inter's going to tuck himself in quite defensively in lamps.
Gambit have no info mid either. Like the mid slip could be out, Hampus did do extinguish, and the smokes were up, so now they'll be asking some questions of that. Inters, stands and nearly delivers too, so solid defensive work out of Inters. He's done enough.
It's going to rejig the CT setup here. Right now, Nafany's going to have to pick up the slack, and Shiro comes on over to watch B ramp. And it is just looking like NIP waiting and posturing for anything more out of Gambit. They don't have any reason to push further forward than this right now. They are lacking info in middle. Axel having a jiggle every now and again from Donut. Oh, and this big Nafany should be punished. Definitely is. Damage done now, down to 22, equal with Plopsky. So he's done a lot with low HP here, Plopsky. Now they're just setting up for the B execute. So if Gambit stay right now, which looks like a bit of a retake setup on the site, they will lose the bomb site, and they don't have a kit.
Ooh, Navani, his nade could be incredibly influential. Now Shiro forced forward by the flames. He's burning. We'll have to find safe retreat behind the smoke. So that's mission accomplished here. A boost could rumble things. If he gets up the right time, he should be able to strike and deny. I don't think Plopsky saw him, and that's an easy first. No one to return fire. Device does well to topple her Hobbit, rather. Oh, and Shiro's gone too before they even start the plant. Device with the double, and now Axel thrust into a clutch with no kit. Unlikely he goes for this. And that's the wrap-up. Solid from NIP. And I mean, this is what we'll be seeing a lot of. And I sometimes find it hard to believe that you can just set up, maintain control, execute into the site, and as you often alluded, Chad, they managed to pull that off without needing that second wave of util.
Yeah, so this one here, you can just see, because they've done it late rounds, you know, when we talk about going B and you have the conversation about smoking left and right, if you go early, the CTs from A and middle are going to have all their nades for retake, right? Maybe they've dropped a smoke mid, maybe they've dropped a molly, but they're still going to have a smoke or two to smoke off cave or maybe the top of the ramp, right? In that situation, when it's late round, once you've done your default, once you've listened to all that utility, nice find there from Hobbit, it makes that execute much more viable. Oh, responding with a nade there, so Rez picks up another kill. To find ourselves back in a 4-on-4, Shiro picks up the AK, and he'd love to get that over to any of his other teammates, right? The fact that he doesn't have any armor, if he could get that into Axel's hands, who is close enough, he will go with the little trade. Here you go, Axel, here's your prized possession. But yeah, this can just be the waiting game, right? If NIP want to play with the heavy mid control that we've seen with the donut and the smokes, and then they just posture for this late B, setting themselves up in a very good recipe for success.
Yeah, I suppose all you have to do is just have Hampus often enough there behind the L-bend and walking through your mid-util early that they have to acknowledge it. And here comes Rez. Oh, around the corner for both of them. That could not have looked any better. Axel, however, with that AK, very good for 2. And he's handed Shiro something a little manageable here, Chad, dare I say. It's far from easy. He's counting a lot on this unpredictable position upon the fade.
Plopsky's committed, though, so maybe this is a duel he can win. How aware is he?
He suspects. Oh, and the fight's given to him. Plopsky, nice awareness. And NIP looking fierce today. 5-0 out of the gates. And, you know, as our analyst desk discussed, the T side has been primarily where some of NIP's woes have been. We saw that new game against Furia. Admittedly, Ancient was incredibly close as well with some of their woes on the T side. So running into the A site just to Gary's AWP. We saw the clip on Reddit. Fantastic stuff out of him. And let's get this one going. It's time to see if Gambit's defense has a voice in the first half of our first half. I promise it makes sense. And speaking of A, it looks like there is a change up on its way. 2 util sets, actually, 2 nades out of Exile and Inters.
They're very quick.
Just before they're even ready, the pop flash comes in, gobbled up by Inters. And the smokes are blooming, just thrown on the fly. This is so quick out of the Ninjas. Caught out with a smoke in his hand, trying to obscure the view. Hobbit, oh, and Hobbit gets another one as well. Barely seeing any of the 3 he takes down. And Axel will add another one to that list, just around the edge of the smoke. Poor Linus. Quick reaction out of him at the bare minimum, but cost him a dink. And yeah, Axel will collect. Well handled by Gambit. That looks so promising, Chad.
Yeah, just the fact that we see them catching Axel and Inters out of position, trying to get the boost going after their aggressive maneuver, and they're just caught out of place. Hobbit saves the day in a big way here. The fact he gets 1 is great. 3 is a miracle. So Hobbit securing the round single-handedly here, and Gambit do get on the board. And immediately you can see the ramifications for NIP. Straight down to pistols for the likes of Hampus and Linus. Rifles for the rest. Let's see. Was that just a good start from NIP, or are there legs to this? Back towards B, where the successes come from. It's not a bad call here either. Different setup out of Gambit. Shiro starting at B and has to deliver. There's the first.
Well, just before the smoke was there, Linus has done well to get onto the site here. How is he okay? The smoke cave is enabling a plant really early into the piece. And now bomb down. Okay, Nip, what have you got for us? It's not going to be easy. Chance to discuss the details of it. They have to push for this back long control. Push through the smoke, push that triangle and boost it up. Nafanid is good for the first. Rez, this is hyper-aggressive stuff with the Galil. He does need a second. He hyper-commits. And now just Device up against the entire Gambit squad. Bomb ticking very favorably for him. They're hunting kind of wildly, but there's going to be the bodyguard of that Shiro AWP, and they are holding it in front of his nose. There he is, number 2 found, and not a single ninja left alive either. So starting to really empty the coffers of the pajamaed ninjas.
I think one of the things teams might have to start doing against Gambit CT side here is if they take B, Nafni likes to hold on to Cave, so you're just going to have to pressure that, right? If you can take that off, you get the bomb down, you can chill for a bit, but you're going to need that real estate at some point. And if you can take that late, you know, as the teammates are coming through CT spawn and committing, and then you can take that away from them, maybe that could be a pressure point. Obviously, we have to wait and see what teams are able to do. There we go again. Device, couple of extra dollars into a Hero AK-47, the rest on the Deagles, and now we just spread out, fan out across the map and look for some headshots. Rez is tasked with finding one, and he's found a lot of space here. Sure if you're oh, well, yep, he was spotted. Axel confirms my suspicions.
Just watching the way he plays A, he actually just sits in that temple and jiggles both sides until he gets a fight he's ready for. Well, NIP have walked up this B lane position. Axel's already kind of dismantled anything that was coming towards his site. So may as well try somewhere else. A little test of Inter's defense here, and wow, crouched in. Well handled from Device, the only AK in play.
Another off angle, here you go. You just had to deal with Inter's, now come deal with Nafani's.
And that retrieval of cost Hampus's life. No hope for the ninjas here. Shiro
Passed.
already deals with Device. The Deagle's promising, but there's the trade. You see Nafani just backing up his teammate, keeps it solid, keeps it safe.
There's an angle you can play in Cave, right? If you're just like in Cave looking towards the B ramp position, it's quite a nice angle because when players are running in, normally they're hard clearing the wooden cubby. They're worried about the long and the short sides of that big block in the back of the site there. So I understand the reason that Gambit are really liking this cave control, such a powerful position. I think this combined with the B lane, especially the ledge part that limps out to mid is the most important part of the entire map at the moment with how it's played.
It's so close to cave as well and influenced by it as well. Okay, interesting.
So, see, the double mollies is what Gambit are doing here to slow down this mid-crawl, and Hobbit's committed. He's going to need some help. Shiro, with that smoke's going to be fading in a second, so he's going to be able to contribute.
Oh, rare to see Hobbit with an opportunity like this. Look at that, unchecked. And even trades. God damn, we're going to lose some more bodies here, I think. Smoke down on that donut cross. Immediately thrust into a 3v3. This one could get spicy, Chad. Device through mid. Now, Navani's ready to receive him if he's brave enough to dip his toe into Cave.
Yeah, I guess Nafany can play spoiler here. Hold on to Cave, let them up through B long and retake his unit, but Device is coming and Nafany's ready. The AUG is closed, and the AUG, 2 rounds in a row. Well, 2 rounds in a row, Device gets that exact kill.
Yeah.
Okay. You're not expecting him to walk away with those. Device has come to play today, up to 10 frags, and that should be the round. I think we'll see Gambit go for the save here. Shouldn't be too much risk in this one. And look, we were talking about Rez needing to step up a bit more in this group. He's at 10 kills as well. So the 2 stars for NIP shining brightly right now.
Yeah, and for some reason, like it took those back-to-back rounds to shake my brain into the Device is a competent rifler conversation.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, I know it's there.
Yeah.
But like, it's just for some reason, especially since he moved to NIP, I've just had him as like the AWPer of the team in his characterization. So
I think
it took a while to get it back on.
the coolest thing with Device and his place in the system of Astralis was, yeah, he was the AWPer, right? But the thing was, he was always one of those AWPers that, okay, someone dies and we're running into a site and I'm going to be better for all of these fights with a rifle. He would change, right? He would always make that decision, right? And I think Device, if you go back to the early days, he was never even the primary AWPer. There was a lot of sharing of the AWPing going on back on in the like TSM days. So
yeah, Cajun B.
Yeah, so you think about it, yeah. He's just so successful at it. It's easy that you just fall into that trap of, oh, yeah, fair enough. But he's a bit of everything.
Certainly, and looking good on the AK, which is going to be especially useful on a map such as Ancient. I mean, other than peeking into that B side, good luck, have fun having too much impact on that T side AWP.
Double AWPs drawn on out. Nafany thinks he needs one, so I guess they feel like they need AWPing presence elsewhere. Mid slipped. Device with pressure again here.
Yeah, and this is the same field as the rounds they've been throwing into the heavy B presence. They've got through the red smoke. That's so much presence. And Device has caught Hobbit. Knife out. What? Look at the space he's taking and heads he's taking round, but essentially over. Axel flanked, and Device has done it all for the boys.
Yeah, huge risk, right? Massive risk, but massive reward right there. And Shiro, it's like it didn't get calmed to him or something.
It did look a bit slow.
Yeah, Device has just continued at that pace. Maybe the smoke blooming, right, is what caught him off, because Device was ahead of it. He just went. He was just really quite quick on that. Well, this is NIP about to get 7 rounds on what is one of our most CT-sided maps in the pool. So this is looking great for the Ninjas here. They have definitely come to play today. Into scrambling for his life, gets a couple of consolation frags. Has picked up an AWP. Would love to be able to hold on to this, but against the clock here. Pressure from both sides. T-spawn is the real issue, and the missed shot Linus will secure. And they don't want the AWP, so that's all right. They're going to continue to operate with these rifles. And yeah, we've already lined out a couple of reasons why that's not a bad idea.
Yeah, this is so cool, especially considering that this time they're reaping the rewards of the conditioning in mid right now. Look at this. Hobbit just turned away because for the last 10 rounds, he's been turning away from that smoke and nobody has dared brave that red room walkthrough. This time he does, and what a reward. It's a whole round, and it's even broken the boys of Gambit down to a Deeg for Nafany, a FAMAS and a couple of nades they could scrape together. A heavy mid setup, which will be immediately sending, more players to B. That's a great catch from Shiro, considering he was solo on the site initially.
There's 3 buddies with him now, so 4 in total at B for Gambit here.
They did a very quick mid sweep, and now stacking the B site.
If they just go out of ledge right now and want to scurry over towards A, it is just Axel to deal with. And I say just, he's in a very interesting position here. You can tell he's aware of how much room is open on the map. The flank potentials, they can come through Donut, they can come out A main, they can also come through middle and flank him here. So head on a swivel. Intis is going to give him one less thing to look at now. Rez is selling this, so it's all just going to be through Donut, nobody through red.
Yeah, cool smoke, but they're already through. They have the info, and well, Axel's element of surprise could be interesting here. I wonder if he's going to catch it. Yeah, a ninja like that. Oh, when Axel gets 2, they couldn't commit. Powerful position from Axel. Now for the clutch, the two best players from the Ninjas in pajamas saddle up. Delivering one. Rez, very low HP, opts for a fresh mag from the fresh gun. Needs a clean headshot. He wants a chance into this one, leaving Device up against three members of Gambit. He's looked the wrong way, not anticipating the crawl from Shiro here. From that temple position, the footsteps only confirm his vision further, and this is the end of the potential. Call it 4, and they can thank Axel for that one, I think.
Yeah, like an odd position for Axel to find himself in, but that's exactly what he's looking for. It's not a position that you're going to hard clear, right? You're going to be looking in so many other places than that. So Axel gets one away, and I just went and had a look at the stats out of the player break in the Pro League map pool, because we were just talking about, you know, the most CT-sided maps. In Pro League, the most CT-sided map is Overpass, then Ancient, and then Vertigo. So, you know,
okay, makes sense.
Yeah,
sounds about right.
It's a little bit different, I think, than how it is with all the maps for 2021. But interesting to see. And here we go again, back out mid, the Extinguish Hampus. Oh, he's in the smoke. Axel's ready for this. He's heard that, and oh, the bullets, they can't just land. Hobbit will mop him up. During all of this, the A bomb site is open. I feel if Axel got that kill, maybe they would have accelerated a little bit faster.
Yeah, he'll have heard that, though. You can see his util implies the same, and the rotate's on its way. The entire Gambit squad are alert to this. You better get the bomb down now. That's sketchy. A lot of pressure relieved as he finds the frag onto Hobbit. But still no plan. Klopski's got too many angles to be concerned about. Front donut putting bullets into him. The smoke's not going to protect him. It's far from bulletproof. And Rez, well, he might be wishing he is, because he's got 3 people hunting and breathing down the back of his neck. And too many men to clear. Call it 5-4 Gambit. The gap starting to close. It was NIP really pulling away with a fantastic 5-0 start. Now starting to balance out into a bit of an equilibrium.
Yeah, I would have loved a plant there. I think maybe we would have seen NIP go for another type of buy similar to that one if they could have got the bomb down. But now I think they have to just take the save. Device is brought into a dig. We get a flash for Linus here, so they're conceding. And if Gambit come back and they win the half 8-7, look, that's a good turnaround for them. But this is quite the CT bias map.
Yeah, call this like, this is like, you know, when you were playing Train and you had those dreamy starts where you got the 3-0 in the first gunny and then started falling off a cliff, but you still had 5 and 6. They've managed to get 7. So solid haul from Ninjas, and they'll get one more stab with all the trimmings.
This is the perfect setup right now. Look at this, bullets through the smoke. They've locked those doors out. You've got Inces close by who can assist with this one. He can even drop another smoke on that door position. So they're able to lock NIP out. And this is one of the things, as a CT, if you can establish this level of control, if you can clear out the lane, if you can keep the doors smoked, where's that second smoke, Inces? Maybe it's not coming.
Yeah.
All right. Guess he has other plans.
He'll let them out. Foregoes the control. And that is an absolute steamer. Any more from the Res Dig. He knows there's one in Cubby. Came to be contending with as well, and Shiro's having no issues whatsoever.
I think he wants his ult back.
Yeah, give that one back, please.
Felt a bit foreign for him there with the rifle. What's this thing? I'm gonna click more than once.
I didn't have to bolt after every click.
Oh, I get 300 for a kill with this? Oh, bargain. All right, well, 2 more rounds of play here, and the guns will come back out. Now, what has this been? 3 on the trot. And out of the last 8 rounds of play, Gambit have gotten their 6. So you can just see the momentum starting to shift now. NIP would love a little bit of resistance here. A plant essential so they can buy in the final round of play. Nice deep smoke there from Hobbit. Plopski holding down the B. Bomb site with Device close by. Linus and Rez making sure there's no aggression. And it's all just, I think, to make it seem like it will be a standard B play. They are rotating back silently now. Plopski going to come out through the ledge position to help clear middle. And now the smokes are fading, so they can begin the crawl to get this mid control.
Yeah, Nafani's just playing the most passive of mid holds he can. Just going to be jumping, looking for info. Be smoked off now, so that might surge him forward. Throws out a smoke of his own design. It's going to try and scare them off, hoping that they get concerned for a potential one-way, but nothing to report.
Caught his bluff on that a bit, didn't they?
Yeah, keep going. And now they've got a pretty solid setup for an A pincer. It's going to be all about timings now, Chad. Like Hampus and Rez, do they activate first?
Oh, Hobbit and Inters just called it clear towards B. They can heavy rotate towards this A site now. They just have to lock down mid.
Yeah, it's about this rotate fight now. Shiro's posted up on it. It was still concerned and considering. back up the A pincer. 30 seconds, lads. They are going to have to start taking some fights sometime soon. Pressure through mid now. Inters is going to be smoked off, so he's safe and sound and doesn't really have to be too concerned. And out they come with the A main at the same time. Nafany, Shiro called upon. It's Axile that says no. Solid denial from Gambit, and it's only Rez that's given them any cause for concern. 10 seconds, Chad, and the bomb is locked out. They're not even going to be able to get their hands on it.
Oh dear. Well,
what's he going to do?
Go down, I suppose. Yeah, it's now really just starting to be question marks around. That info play towards B long is what secured that rotate, right? They were so invested in A late there just because of the info play. So little details that are happening off screen that matter the most in a round like this. And yeah, you just so many bodies, right? When you're going A, there's already 1,000,001 pokey holes to worry about. The fact that all the bodies were there to deal with it as well. So Axile now going to get himself up to 16 kills, leading the charge for Gambit. In the final round of play, it looks like we might have a bit more of a B send. Mid-util is thrown over towards B. They struggle. Little bit of chip damage there with the nade. Not really anything to get too concerned about if you're Plopsky and Linus. And this might be the go. Well,
talking of info, Chad, Axile's already pushed A halls almost entirely. Nothing to report. 3 CTs to receive here, and a high flash should be timed well to at least re-aggress, but look at Plopsky. A real opportunity to strike, and he's taken the AWPer out of the equation. Equips himself with Shiro's old flame. Smoke is fading there, not far off from Inters. He's revealed himself, though. And looking to win out on their attacking half. Certainly would be a good feather for the cap.
Oh, Hobbit's rotating here. This is a big rotation, right? This is going to actually eat some time off the clock.
Yeah, and Rez is the one that's housekeeping this. Is he not considered it? He hasn't, and it's resulted in his death. Scary times for Device and Plopsky now. Very scary. Smokes, kits, the whole shebang. Plopsky's missed his chance. And Device asked to clutch with only a Mac 10.
It's a pillar plant too. They
what's
can
he
just
supposed
sit it, right?
to do? Yeah, I mean, he could try and hit the perfect wallbang. He's going to have to push through this. Bullets are on. They're off the mark. And that's 8. Gambit steal it away from under the nose of Device. And just about winning out on that half. Solid haul from NIP. Let's see if we can continue to have a competitive game in our second half.
Hey Future Pros! Taking mid as a T can open so many options while playing Ancient. Throwing mid smokes from spawn is quick, but also means you could be locked out if the CT's utility is on point. So these mid smokes I'll show you will be great for a slightly delayed mid take. For this mini execute you'll need 2 Future Pros, 2 smokes and possibly a molly to be safe. Future Pro number 1. You'll be throwing the top mid smoke. To throw the smoke, position yourself so this wall meets the edge of this highlighted brick while crouched. Aim just below this dark spot on the edge of the shadow. Then jump through the smoke. Not too hard, right? Future Pro number 2. You'll be throwing the donut, Lara, cube, whatever you want to call it smoke. To throw this, stand against the wall in the middle of this window frame. Find this gap in the trees and aim just to the left of the center of the opening. Then simply throw the smoke. Just like that, mid-doorway and donut will be blocked. A note for these nades, it helps greatly if you have a fellow T somewhat holding the B lane so you can't be peeked from the ledge area. Also, if you don't have early info on the cutout position, lob a basic molly in there as a sneaky CT could really ruin your day.
Line and strike. ground. By the flag and a king is crowned. Coming to get you.
Gambit with the slightest of leads, an 8-7 half, first map of the series, and we get to treat it to the newest in the pool. I do love me some Ancient, and so do the Ninjas, a T side to be proud of. Falling away from them a little bit in the later stages of that attacking half. Now it's Gambit's turn to show us what they've been up to in the Ancient lab.
We going 3?
I'd like to.
Okay.
I'd like to see a bit more out of this device. You know, it does seem like the shortcomings of NIP have awoken the beast, at least in the first half. Top of the scoreboard, looking good alongside with Derez at 17. Axel had a great defensive half as well.
1xBet aren't convinced.
Hampus had a mare in mid, and now he's contending with some bouncy Glocks. That's too much for him. Very wide and aggressive from Hampus. Don't think he was anticipating so much presence from Gambit. There's 4 of them in mid, and they're dumping some util into Donut. Linus is going to be on high alert.
I like how deep those smokes were there. Lots of access available here. No lurky boys, and, well, we're splitting A.
Yeah, and it's actually a very imposing presence from Gambit. Rez has got too many angles, actually, to contend with. Look at this. The CTs all look hampered.
Well, there's a leak in the boat somewhere or something. They're just getting in everywhere. Ouch. This one's not going to be... Well, actually, let me try again. This one is done.
Yeah. Yeah, they're even setting themselves up in the self-boost for the after plant. They're coming from Donut. They essentially left the only avenue back into the site being Donut.
Yeah, they just stranded them. I know it looks a little bit like a safety ring, but just left them. Just left them hanging out. Safety ring?
Yeah, nope. I just had to process what was...
What would it be?
What the safety...
life-saving device?
The life ring.
Life ring?
Did they have a name?
I don't know.
I feel like there was a more concrete...
If we paid attention on the planes, we'd know what the name was.
Yeah, it's true.
Oh, okay. First map over there, ladies and gents. Furia versus Team Liquid. It will have ramifications.
Yes. NIP only qualifies if they win and Furia loses. Or NIP loses, Furia loses, and Entropic beats the Team 1 as well.
So that, yeah, look, I think at the moment, the odds are definitely favoring NIP to get through, right? But maybe not even through a win, right?
Yeah.
Just through the fact that Furia might not get a win of their own and that Entropic are the favorites against Team 1. But either way, we'll keep track of that as we get more information.
Yeah, and the Furia storyline as well. Like, I mean, I'm not ready to get off the hype train just yet. It may look a bit bleak on Inferno, but Liquid have also been looking like real superstars. Like, in the best form we've seen Team Liquid in some time.
The thing is, and as much as I'm going to upset some Brazilian Furia fans out there, or just Furia fans in general, you don't even have to be from Brazil, is that I would much prefer the resurgence of NIP into the playoffs as the storyline than Furia giving it their best with a coach.
Yeah, I completely understand.
One has more legs than the other. One is more
enough.
exciting if we're making a Disney movie.
Yes, which, I mean, how do you know we're not?
Maybe we are.
Yeah.
This could be the Truman Show and you at home. This show is all about you.
Don't say their name. That would spoil the immersion.
I would never.
Okay.
Well, this is kind of an important round here. NIP have put all their marbles.
I reckon
on
Rez
this
has
one.
actually got some juice in the tank with his flank.
It's not bad.
It's pretty good. 2, not quite, but he does well to the first at least, and now Nafany's position
Everyone's
scouted
here.
out. The whole CT squad is here to receive, and they have to commit B.
Where is that?
They have to
Where
commit.
are they going?
Plotsky wants info, and I guess that confirms it. Bomb spotted. Oh, but the frags are still coming through. Gambit held at bay. 10 seconds. And now that scout, if you could deny, and they will. Gambit tripping over their own laces a little there.
All right. NIP with the force by victory there. And there was a question of doubt for a second, right? When they kind of cut noise and the flash coming through the smoke, that was for an info play. This one right here. This is, okay, are we sure it's B? Like, are we certain? And then at that point, well, it's guaranteed. And Hampus just being an absolute nuisance device as well.
Yeah, they both had to hit some steamers there. That's lovely.
Okay, well, Gambit now, they're on the receiving end of this. And they've opted to go for Deagles, and Chunk's not down immediately. Hobbit won't be re-peeking that anytime soon. down to 32 points of health, and this one has not started fantastically. A smoke here to divide the B lane. That'll allow Plopsky to help fight middle if he wants. Nafany is going to get up close and personal on that one. And if you just wait out the early util, I think you've already bled through the majority of the smokes here on NIP. They just have one remaining for Rez. They have 3 flashes, 1 smoke, that's now gone. A molly and a HE. So operating with very little here, just through patience alone. Gambit have made this one an actual interesting conversation. Ouch.
Some stray bullets have left Nafany with a single point of health, and that will cancel his adventure. Hampus definitely having a bit of a tough time in middle so far. It seems like Gambit take it when they want it. Passive hold from him. And he confirms that they have returned. Surely there's going to be a little implication that A-halls could be getting walked through. No one's going to be picking up any sound cues.
There's no smokes though, it's just flashes and bullets, right?
Yeah, should be easily held by Rez, but he's only got a scout, Chad. It's easy to overrun this.
Okay, wow, here comes the flash. Hampus is cheating over as well now.
That's perfect. He's actually arrived at exactly the right moment. Repositioning after every shot. Rez with a miss. Hampus is there and...
Oh.
Yeah. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. NIP call upon Rez to deny that plant.
Oh, that nade
looks
great.
very promising and looks like they've just about done enough. It's Rez with the impact from that scout. Hobbit doesn't have the time nor the intent and would rather save hold of what he can. It's the M4, Kevlar, and the Helm.
Okay. Oh, interesting there again, didn't it? Another tight round. NIP doing good to deal with that, and that HE, it just looked genius, didn't it? Just denying the site. You can see nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. Bomb can't go down. And Hobbit has to make it a hard choice, right? Because he's going to have issues now going forward with this M4, right? The fact that he gets no loss bonus. He's actually given the M4 to Nafany and received nothing in return. So, okay, curious. If we've given it to Nafany, out of all the members on the team right here, let's find out why.
No, let's take a screenshot of that. Sanji stands in shambles.
Hey, he can't... Okay, hold up. Are we getting a gun for... Okay, Axel's taking it now. Do we have a gun for Hobbit?
Everybody
or is
just
the guy
touch it.
screwed?
No, he's living that life.
Okay. I don't know if he's happy about it.
He's going to scoop up whoever dies first. That's actually, he has an intention to be recycling. Well, Rez going to have to take a lot of contact here, and look at the use of that angle, left side of the box, and just unloads into 3. That's the bomb, that's the round, just that Glock from Hobbit. Poor soul can't hit anything. So that falls apart, nice and quick.
Yeah, and I feel like they were baited into that by the saved M4. Right, because that was the best thing they had into that round. They didn't really have a lot, and now they will have to stomach an eco. So, NIP off the force by get 4 rounds.
Thanks very much.
Yeah, they get a lot out of that. So, this is looking very, very good now for them on their map choice.
Thanks to Hampus's scout and Device's deed.
Yeah, and Rez has 24 kills right now. I'm going to do some quick maths here. Plopsky, Hampus, and Linus have 20 combined.
There you go.
I hope that's correct.
Oh, and he's found the entire team. Should be finished off in a jiffy. Nice work out of the Plopsky spray to stop that being a retrieval process for Gambit. And, well, we'll take 11. There it is. That is the 4, as Chad was alluding to after that Gambit pistol win. Now we get the guns out again, and we will see a T-side up. So I am very, very intrigued to see A, what Nafany's Krieg is up to, B, what value he gets out of that T-side up, because we saw NIP not necessarily leaning that way and working wonderfully. So let's get into it. Our 21st round of play. Gambit leaning Shiro over towards the B side with that Krieg and bomb.
Nobody over towards A immediately here. So NIP are going heavy mid and heavy B out the gates. Oh, Hampus is getting very pushy here. Oh, great dunk nades as well. Combo right there in towards the cubby position, and Shiro almost getting one back. He's lucky. Very lucky to be alive, old Device. Ah, okay. Well, the round should be over.
Yeah, Hampus is coming around the world on 2 members of Gambit. This is such a quick flank.
This should be done. Unless he flubs this.
Yeah, unless they happen to be looking the wrong way because of a boost. Ah, 2 heads,
And they have no idea.
That's the end of that. Oh yeah, and with the silencer as well, they're probably looking into the site.
Yeah, there's so many places from the site they could have got swung on in that moment, right? They would have had absolutely no idea what just happened. And do you want me to tell you what Classic Gambit are about to do?
We were, what, 50 seconds of saving?
If this is Classic Gambit in the server right now, that's exactly what we're about to do, ladies and gents. We're going to see old mate Shiro here just scoping down to T-spawn. And Inter's defending the doors.
How was your day today, Chad?
My day, very frustrating.
I saw you getting a bit tilted at some counter.
I don't think I'll play any more pugs with Smooya.
Yeah, your relationship is, it's more just talking into TeamSpeak, no more competitive gaming together?
It's just, like, for him, he's got FPL. I only have the product. Right. You know, and for me, I like it when we do stuff as a team.
You want to be like talking together and working as a well-oiled pug
and
machine.
Smooya's good. So like he can just run around and shoot people, but I can't function like that. I'm old. I'm really trying. Okay, Entropic versus Team 1. I think we all imagined this one would be close. Team 1 with a reasonable half so far. I'm sure they'd love 7. But yeah, I think the Team 1 Entropic game is probably more like a 55-45, maybe a 60-40 in favor of Entropic. I think that's a very close series.
Certainly, and I think actually it's going to be coming down to whose stars shows up on the day. It does look like Elian's had his breakfast cereal, as has Krad, so that's 1 point to Entropic in that respect. And your Furia Team Liquid update does look like the Inferno closing out in favor of Team Liquid just around the corner.
I think this is important for Team Liquid as well, like just to show the opposite of what NIP did, just using them as an example, right? Like if you're a team who wants to be taken seriously in these playoffs, which I very much am now on that Team Liquid hype train, if they can show good Counter-Strike against the team with a coach, just lock them out, you know, do business, right? Okay, you lose a round to a K-Serrado 3K. Okay, it's going to happen. Art gets crazy, pushes through a molly, gets a timing, kills both your B defender. It's going to happen, right? But as long as you're getting across the line in the fashion you should be, you know, and you're taking the team as seriously as you need to be, that's what I'm looking for with Liquid here. And they've really, really come in with a great form. Okay.
Not quite deep enough on the molly, I guess. Hobbit does catch Hampus, run boosted onto the lip. 2 more members of NIP dispatched to confirm mid-presence is theirs.
That feels like a lot for Gambit to get there at the start of the rounds, right? In what looks like a Hail Mary play. So losing Hampus early, how are they going to deal with this? Looks like the lean B is the answer at the moment. Device Linus and Plopsky with it all to do. And Rez, he's been on a tear, right? They're just going to leave him at Donut. So his responsibility is massive. Rez
that boost, by the way, with the Krieg as well.
Yeah, there's a filthy little angle. If they do go over towards Rez's site, he should just be traded. But with the way Rez has been playing, maybe he can get multiple kills and make this one interesting. It's just going to come down to the timing of all the sound cues. Maybe they give him a chance.
Yeah, and I mean, he has the luxury of all that util. So like in a dream world, he gets some contact and can slow them down. I mean, we're at the 45-second mark. If they start dumping stuff towards A, which it looks like they are, Rez, a lot on the agenda here. And he's already missed the first couple. There's the success onto Inters, but he's kept humble. And I think so will the Ninjas here. They're rotating in late. The bomb will be uncontested. No one in a position to stop that.
They have money, so maybe hang around and see if you find somebody here trying to configure their post plant and then get going.
Okay, I like the idea of flashing Plopsky's Temple close fight, and that looks promising. It did look that way. Hasn't resulted in anything for the CTs here in their containment mission.
Now I would just be holding on to these, but it looks like they're going to lose everything right now. Linus is super committed here. That smoke to get away isn't going to offer up a lot, especially if Hobbit holds his line. And well, Shiro, he's coming around top red house as well, so this one is done. Gambit will get up to 10 rounds, and NIP walk away with nothing here. So if they feel the back-to-back rounds from Gambit, the economic pressure is going to be felt much quicker, right? Because they could have held on to a few guns there. That would have given them a buffer in terms of purchases. You could see Hampus immediately now down to nothing. Double off pulled out.
I mean, a tough death for Hampus, really. I mean, chances of someone holding that, slim. Hobbit is just one of those two-season opportunities. Like, wait, there's no smoke here? Oh, just stick around, see what happens.
Oh, they're definitely going to smoke it this time, or the T-smoke, either way.
He still jumps for the info just in case they're going for it again. Napoli now safe in the knowledge that there's no one up to any cheeky business.
They've used 1 smoke for cave early, Gambit, and then 2 to extinguish, right? So they only have Well, they should have only had 2 to operate with. Now it's just 1. So 1 smoke left to operate with. Space taken. Oh, very aggressive. And navi just goes down.
Well, now the boot's on the other foot, and then some. Plopsky catching both. Hobbit. Supposed to be the element of surprise. Plopsky's eyebrows far from raised. And look how divided they are now, Chad. I think it's safe to assume we'll rot a fair bit of time now as they either find nothing and save.
Yeah, I think they're just saving.
Yeah.
I actually think they're just saving.
Okay. I don't know. There was supposed to be an option B, but, you know, unless it's fed to them. I don't know if Plopsky's leash accidentally, they drop it and he runs rapidly at them.
Well, yeah. What do you... You could do a lot of things. You could do a lot of things. But the correct play is to save.
How do you use this against Gambit in future? Like, how do I use this to beat them at the major, knowing that early maneuvers that are successful forces them to just save and cripples any sort of bank they can build?
I don't know.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know.
Let's meta game that.
Like in a
Because
round,
they're playing the right way.
Yeah, in a round where you can cleanly get 2 kills and take what, maybe 60 damage between the lot of them. A player goes down, then yeah, right? I don't know. It's so difficult to manufacture because the default spreads from Gambit, right? That doesn't happen often. Normally they'll trade, right? They didn't trade at all right there. That's one of the difference makers in a round like that. There was no trade. There was no resistance whatsoever. And it's so sketchy. Like, look at Plopsky here. He's actually using that door smoke to his advantage, just peeking around it. And it's a good fight for him to take there. So big stuff. 13 now for NIP. Surely they convert this one and they sail to map number 1. Inferno and Dust 2 up next.
Can't believe you just hit them with the surely, bro.
Surely.
Can't believe you've done that. A T-Smoke dribbled out and Hampus control. I can't believe he's still willing to go so aggressive. Update on that Liquid game. It does look like Inferno has concluded in favor of the Team Liquid gang.
Oh, Hampus might catch a couple here. This is very awkward.
Yeah, significantly, but he's got 1. Plopsky through the edge of the smoke, and just like that, NIP have put 3 frags from 3 very different spots on the map into the feed. All right, Chad, I suppose surely this is NIP 14th.
Yeah, and really, I feel like they should be running away with the game from this standpoint here. We haven't seen a lot out of the T side. Device in the right place, the right time. Finds another frag, that's Shiro down, and it's just Axar. Sure, he's got 21 kills to his name, but you need to find 5 more. That's the first.
Right. Yeah, first, and he does have util that he plans to dump Donut. No one ahead of it. Hampus considered it. Maybe he is. Yeah, nice work from Hampus. Just maneuvers at the edge of the smoke and does put the 14th locked and loaded for the Ninjas in pajamas. So yeah, set for success here. Will they convert? I mean, this is how it went in Cologne.
Yeah, but then the next 2, there was a total of, I think it was 12 or 13 rounds for NIP in the next 2 maps. So I don't think that's going to be the case tonight. I think NIP have much more to play for than Gambit do. Gambit already secured the first place in the group. NIP are playing for their lives. They're also playing a little bit, you know, to make up for the loss of last night, because you're going to remember that. You're not going to forget that by any means. Timeout called, and I guess this is the last-ditched attempt right now from Gambit just to pull something together. You would need to see, this is where the team would have to come up clutch. And I don't mean winning clutches. I mean the mentality, everyone being on the same page, some really good calls, making sure that you're on point with everything you do. The team needing to step up to the plate of staring down the barrel of a 14-10, potentially 16-10 scoreline.
Oh, I just had a little passing glance at NIP's Inferno stats, Chad, by the way, and they are woeful. I mean, it's all against really good opponents. All of them. I mean, the list is long, but it's Liquid, VP, Gambit, and they're all ages ago. 2 months, essentially, other than that Liquid result here in Pro League. So, should be looking like a third if NIP can lock down the final 2 of this defensive half. This is their map pick, and they have looked fantastically competitive throughout. Up against the top dog of Group D, already secure in that first position.
Nice safe molly there from Hobbit into the cutout of mid. Bit more util flying through as well to get this mid control, but they have to find Hampus. Over towards the donut now, and Device is going to make things even more jarring.
So they creep out.
Feels like they could have walked out here. Well, actually, it doesn't feel like they could have walked out here without the smokes anyway. So nothing that NIP didn't already know. They're going back to B. Now, this seems like a pretty good call with the CT set up the way it is. This is noisy. They've just gone noisy through T-spawn. So if you're NIP, you don't know which way they're running. They could be running back towards A. They could be running back towards B with the water bug. But Hampus is about to clear mid now. And that info, yeah, it is. Rez and Device, they're moving. They're rotating.
Are you
they know
serious?
it's going to be B.
Because of the...
I don't know. I don't know what it was because of. Hampus calling mid clear probably.
Yeah. But this is unfortunate for Hobbit didn't hear him. He didn't hear his legs. And now they're not ready for it. Up on the ledge. Hampus good for the punish. Nafany down. Gambit scramble.
I think this one's done.
Yeah. What are you supposed to do? You're just going to throw yourselves into cave and lose it all? I think they are. Plopsky. Shiro does trade him after the first.
No
no,
way.
look at the boost. It's
just no
perfect.
way.
It's absolutely perfect.
there is a way.
No, it collapses. And Intus gets out of the flames with 5 HP to spare. It all falls apart.
There is a way.
Just like that, dude.
How?
I need to see it again.
Come on now.
I mean, they had 20 seconds.
Come on now.
Zero control of the site. Let me see it again. Like, let's piece that together piece by piece. Because I'm not certain. Was they all through cave?
They both came through cave. So they killed one on site, and then the two in the totem, they just had to hold the trigger down.
Man. Well, NIP have put themselves into a bit of a box now.
Okay, and if they lose this round, their money's broken.
The aforementioned box. So hold on to your hats and hold on to your orcs. You better make some value out of that. Device has delivered.
How?
That was a kooky one.
Oh, you knew they were coming.
Yeah, you had full info. Fully rotated, no less. And Hampus went unchecked by Hobbit. Lord have mercy.
Okay. Well, they can still... Yeah, there you go. Get another one of them, Device. It's all going to be fine. NIP, it's all good. Everyone take a deep breath. Everything's cool. That was just around to make it seem a little bit more exciting. Hampus is going to find another kill, right? Right. And now it's just two alive. And these two, they know a thing or two about saving.
Yeah, Axon knows a thing or two about killing, though. Ah, nice. Hampus still has a thing or two to teach him. Shiro up against the world. He's being pushed, so he'll compliment them with the first.
Okay, not another one.
No.
I couldn't have seen a more certain round. We're going to bring up the highlights of the previous here, just so we can kind of piece it back together here. So, as they're coming out...
10 seconds.
So, Plopsky gets this, right? The last two through cave, 100%. Like, 100%. That's... Flash is dropped. Oh, Device is completely blind. He dies. And then the other two are just...
So it's the flash. Rez turned as well.
That is ridiculous.
One flash just banked out.
That is insane.
Caught 2 of the 3, and the other was in a smoke.
Okay, well, I don't think it's going to change the outcome at all. It's last buy round here for Gambit. But still, meltdown there.
Oof, significant damage out of the Hampus maneuver, but again... Gambit have got themselves something to work with here.
Okay. Well, nobody watching mid, and nobody really watching A. It doesn't look like Axel's had too much success over there, so they are actually heading back. And Plopsky, he's retaining so much room. Even the fact that he's just postured forward is a question mark right now for Gambit and Nafany, the in-game leader, to solve. And just in a very slow walk over towards A, they've made it, but they don't know if A main's clear. They don't know if anyone's donut. They have absolutely no information. And Rez, on the other hand, is getting a bucket load. He's just called top mid clear. I feel like NIP are going to rotate over towards A any second.
If he pivots now to donut, he can still have impact, but they are going to get an uncontested plant here.
Okay.
Like, no one's there.
Rez is coming.
Won't be able to deny this. Bomb has been planted. Safely planted. Oh, and into the jaws for the first. Okay, 4 on 4.
No one's moved on B.
Yeah. Are they just playing the safe game here?
They are. And you have to respect this. If you respect what Gambit do, you have to respect this from NIP, right? It's the fact that they've lost the site. They gambled. They gambled on it going to be a B finish, which is fair enough. They lost to that round we just highlighted before on B. But you want to make sure you're holding on to all your goodies there. So Rez was obviously in a difficult position, tried to get out. AWP lost. Loss bonus for everybody playing at home is only 1,400 in the next round. Ooh. So they can get rifle drops here from Plopsky and Linus, right? This can be forgotten about again.
Yeah, I mean, Rez's death does facilitate an AWP onto this 28th round where it otherwise would not have been available.
True. I suppose the bigger question is now, are NIP going to go for something a bit gambly again on the gun round, or are they going to play default? Because if they go gambly again, maybe they're happy just to do these saves.
If you only need one.
Yeah. It's just their money situation is such a problem now. Loss bonus starting as of last round, right? So here we go. Oh, bullet's not far off.
Seems like they want to at least maintain mid-control a little more actively this time. So as the mid-smoke fades, they dispatch Shiro to peek into that red room. As I say that, it's smoked off, and maybe he'll be enabled for a fight onto Device.
Oh, this time there's a stack over towards A. A lot more A presence right now.
Yeah, it looks very threatening. Even Hampus is dealing with the potential test of CT. Device, they are pushing him. It's no secret. 3 of them, though, through the A-hall silently. And that will mean that this defense could be rumbled. What a miss. Set up, though. Rez with the first on the M4. Device looking for redemption and finds it. More in mid. Hampus has dealt with the first on Temple's side. Bomb now and 1v3 for Shiro. NIP to close it out, and there it is. Ancient converted in the head-to-head, 2 for 2. And NIP up 1, up against Gambit, looking to convert here and secure themselves a spot.
Do you think you know everything about CSGO? Then stay alert and look out for the DHL drop quiz on the ESL CSGO Twitch channel.
Так, пока там следующую карту можно пока проиграть на сайте healthstore.net. На сайте присутствует классический, coin-free и апгрейдер. Давайте проверим классический режим. Это обычный классический режим, как был на сайтах разных. Давайте ставим ставку. Давайте на долларов 17. Сойдет или нет? И не зашло. Кстати, этот сайт проводится по честной хэш-игре. Вот в хэш-игре здесь все написано. Можете проверить на сайте random.org. Ставим на $22. Шанс у нас 33%. везет почему-то. Давайте попробуем по флипе. Встаем. Давайте поставим, к примеру, $2 скина, $35. Давайте поставим. Ставить coin flip. Выйти в сторону. С нас поставить. В смысле? Вот, смотрите. Ожидаем оппонент. Пока мы ожидаем оппонент, может быть и в апгрейд. Купить, например, ножик за около $90. И улучшить эти 120. Нет, 150. Вот этот ножик. Нет, 130. Не, давайте лучше до сотки. Или до 110. До секунду. До сотки. Лучше. О, наша. И он выиграл. Ну, ничего. Пойдем апгрейда. Ставим на этот ножик. А не на этот. На этот. Улучшаем. Тоже не заходит. Давайте еще что-нибудь. Калаш. Лучше да, вот так вот. Зашло. Давайте сходим еще в классик, поставим эти скины. Шанс на 55%. И мы выиграем, да. $50. Также на сайте присутствуют розыгрыши. Они пока не будут переходить. Присоединяем. И также партнерская ссылка, которую получаете, $2. Все, смотрим следующий матч.
For Gambit.
Well, it's just not getting, you know, any decent starts. We were talking about it yesterday. They have 3 out of the top 5 highest rated pistol players this year between top 20 teams. So for Gambit not to win, I think, well, they won the second pistol round, but they lost the anti-force buy after that, right? So starting off 5-0 in the first half, then 5-1 in the second half, that definitely hindered them a lot. They couldn't in the second half win consecutive rounds either. They were just running into a brick wall, really, but Trace, they got 2 rounds more than the last time they played it.
Yes, it's true. The scoreline is just slightly different. I do think there is something to say about some of the freedom of movement Hampus got, perhaps, in their CT side. You know, there were points where he was able to push extremities or push those open parts of the map, and, well, it kind of paid off. You know, he had Gambit waiting on the back foot. I don't know how many saves we saw out of him, but that's ultimately the way it went down.
Yeah, that's the problem as well. I hated my players saving on T side only in specific situations, because you had to take into account the loss bonus, right? If you save and then the rest of the team is equaling next round, you're going to lose that round most likely even with that 1 AK. But then that player for the actual gun round, he's going to have to play with a pistol, or he won't have any utility, and that might prove to be worse off than him just saving a gun for a round where you're ecoing anyways, right?
Yeah.
Sure, in a situation where you're gonna buy, you're not gonna eco, and he has more in his hands than he would get from the loss bonus. Okay, I can get behind that, but in general, it just screws up your economy so much, right? Makes it really weird. And then you rewatch the game, you're like, we had so many awkward buys, like 3 AKs, Galil, and a Deagle. It's like we didn't get an op until round number 9, Trace.
It's not ideal. And it's only going to be weirder.
On the onions. The mayonnaise.
Okay. I also like mayonnaise. I'm just going to throw that out there. Also like the answer to DHL drop. Yanko
it's
might
yellow
have
like
set
the
it
mayonnaise.
Off. Yeah, mustard and mayonnaise. Something about driving down the states, down the roads in the States. The answer's B. So let's just not beat around the bush here. The answer's B. Here's some footage of Art doing just that again in last season. Different G2 then too, huh?
Well, I was right again.
Wow.
It doesn't get boring though.
Being right?
Yeah.
Huh. Well, that's something. We can go to a break, and then you and I can talk about all the things you're right about. But I'm pretty sure Gambit and Nip aren't going to be waiting to hear from us. So let's go ahead and head to that break. We'll come back, and we'll have the next map of the series coming your way after this.
Nice shot, my friend.
Cheaters ruining your plays?
I have eyes on the enemy.
Bad servers stopping your shots? What you need is ESEA. Advanced anti-cheat to stop cheaters. And the best servers around, all with 128 tick rate. ESEA, the best way to play CSGO.
Choose nades, choose a smoke, choose a flashbang. Choose team badges to support your favourite CSGO team. Choose an ESEA Premium membership. Choose routes you know bring in wins. Choose pro video tips. Choose the fan club wars. Choose behind the scenes content. Choose good grades. Choose guns you know you can shoot right. Choose bingo. Choose the equipment you know is going to get your team the win thanks to heat maps. Choose the CSGO Hub Premium. The complete package to help you and your squad achieve all your CSGO goals.
Finn is doing a lot of job for us. He is doing analyze and he's creating some tactics. He's helping us with the micro and macro moments. So of course it's hard to him because he came to the team who is number 2 team in the world, and it's hard to stay on the same level. And he has some pressure right now because after Groove, of course, he has some pressure because a lot of eyes on him right now.
Snakes from
All right, well, 1-0 up. NIP looking to repent for their sins as they did fall to Furia yesterday, which puts their whole playoff contention up for debate. And not entirely in their hands. Furia do look like they're on the ropes up against Liquid. We're here with the 3 simultaneous games, the last day of play for Group D. The playoffs really are just around the corner. The final few seats to be secured. Liquid are secure, as are Gambit. Just that 3rd spot up for debate in our last game of the night, at least here on the main stream. 2 more games running simultaneously if you fancy it. Liquid taking on Furia. We're here, though, for a very quick pistol. T-side start for Gambit. 1xBet leaning their way and charging into the fray. Look at them go. Gracefully set up with the flashes. And already, Linus has done very well from that counter utility. You'd have loved a second. Device set up for success. Multiple targets, and it's a real biff, but looking to shape up in favor of the boys from the Ninjas here.
Now Rez bringing up the rear here with the Julies, of course. Want to see what he can get done with those prized possession. I think this one for Hobbit might be a little bit too tall of an order. The first is good. The second, well, the crosshair was in the right place, but will be silenced by Hampus. They're in a great start here for NIP, and I think both pistol rounds might be in order in this one. We'll have to make sure we keep our eyes just on how much NIP can give us on Inferno. Last time round didn't go so well.
I mean, did you say last time round? I think the last 6 times round it hasn't gone great. A single win, boasting it a couple of months ago up against Big Clan. And NIP have definitely not had the most comfortable of Infernos, so I definitely echo the sentiment of both pistols and maybe even the conversions. But up against Glocks, I shouldn't have anything to be concerned about.
No, they'll get one of the conversions, I hope. Here we'll just have a smoke and a flash. Next round, the guns will come out. So if you're NIP here, you're hoping that you're able to keep everybody alive. That is going to be the first component of this. And the second is disallowing the plant. That would be something nice too, just to make sure that they can't have extra goodies, because next round they will have AKs, they will have util, they will be ready to bring the pain. Just a jump spot here from Plopsky. He's inherited those Julies, I believe, off of Rez. See him sporting them. They're a stylish number. 2 pistols. You have to wonder, how come he's allowed 2 guns? I don't know, guys.
He's cheated the system now.
I'm not sure. Now, they do want to opt for a B finish here. And well, there's the half-wall flash from Hobbit. Pop and clear. And in we go. The smoke's going to dribble on out. And you like that from Plopsky, holding down the trigger. 3 kills. There's a casualty. Linus, you don't want to be the second. And Rez is here to clean up. So all good. Plopsky with those kills, going to have enough to buy himself a rifle. The other 3 probably should be opting for a bit of a bonus scenario here. But this is where we really get to sink our teeth into what NIP are going to be throwing our way on the CT side. Smoke drops. Oh, gets quite the clear vision there.
Oh, yeah, I mean, normally seeing 3 enemies on the other side of the smoke just before it blooms doesn't translate into all 3 of them, but that's lovely from Plopsky. Stands and delivers.
Okay, so it is just 1 Galil in play for Nafny here. The rest have AKs, but the rest are all lacking something in the grenade department. So Axel with Banana will drop down the car molly. That'll hold the CTs at bay. It looks like he's getting locked on in and doesn't want to hang around for any of that crazy business. Deep nade is good. Bowling there. Shiro and Axel chipped.
You can see the theory behind that and the timing of that nade after the deep banana smoke is up. The chances are people are on the other side of it.
This is risky.
It is. The fact that it's fading and you're sticking around, you'll hear the dismount if you are in Boiler. Hobbit through the bedroom will have heard it.
And now just returning to Banana here, it looks like Gambit is set up for this. Inters the whole time has just been holding a bloody flash in his hand, so Inters will be throwing that flash over the wall to help them garner this Banana control. This will apply pressure to Plopsky, who only has a flash of his own, and a rotation will have to come through that arch side, so it will be down to timing here. Can they slip? I think he's seen something in the flash to signify no more peaks for Plopsky now. Hasn't fallen back immediately, and actually if he goes for the clear here, it is just against Axile. And he converts. Big find.
Yeah.
Huge kill.
I mean, that's it. That's going to force them all into the stacked up A side. It's the bonus SMGs. And yeah, they're finding impact. Linus is there to support him. You'd think that Incendiary would do enough. It'll at least stop the swing for territory. So Linus maintains long, and 3 members left of Gambit. 30 seconds, and a real opportunity he's going to miss there. Linus peppering from the short side. 1 apps. They're building a good image of where the 3 are coming from. Gambit. They're running out of options.
Oh, he didn't extinguish the molly, Hampus. Oh, that could have actually gotten really out of control. Hampus was the only one with a rifle that had HP, right? Plopsky was low towards B, and Hampus there, he didn't extinguish, he just went for the placement, and the molly was already burning, so it kept burning behind him, and he couldn't play around the smoke like we normally see, so crisis averted. Gambit, make it costly-ish, but yeah, it was the bonus. They do pick up rifles on the way out their door, 2 AK-47s, that's quite tidy, and no plan for Gambit. So you can see here he's just still burning, and dead. A little bit unfortunate. There we go, a Zeus for Nafany.
Ooh, an aggressive push from the Ninjas. Axile is locked in on logs, but will they assume it's clear? They do. Linus lucky to have gone away from that one, and they are sticking around. Vulnerable now. Nice reposition out of Axile, but it does still result in his demise. Just these P250s and Tech 9s, and I think the threat mostly subsides now. Rez contending with 2.
Oh, really just trying to get that mid control with everything they got. And you're right, Shiro 7 HP. No way.
Well, this is it, right? That's the start you were looking for. As NIP do currently seize control of the reins.
Yeah, and I think here if they can convert this next gun round, then they're off to an absolute flyer, right? The early gun round buy there from Gambit didn't have everything. We didn't have the Shiro T-slotted up. So this is the first time. If you were in Gambit's prac room, and on the board they had the ideal buy, this one that you're about to see is it. AKs for everybody, AWP for Shiro. Everything they could possibly hope for to operate within a gun round. And Device, well, he's got his big green out on the other side of things here. So we're in for a bit of a treat here, round number 5. Nafany would love to find a kill here. Oh, having to dump all his nades there. Flash, molly, smoke, all used. And aggressive apartments again. Hobbit is coming.
Yeah, they're actually pressuring 2 parts of the map at the same time. They're walking apps, they're knocking on half wall, and aggressive AWPing from Device. He's lost Hampus immediately, and they don't get much more info out of that. Good spray from Nafany. Doesn't finish any of the targets. There's still 3 members of NIP that were contesting B. I think Device is called for backup now. Rez starting to maneuver over there.
There's no nades left for NIP. There's no bodies left for NIP. Before I can even talk about nades, they go for an info play, and Nafany sits them down, says good night. Thank you for being in my banana, and they're just going to stroll on in here. Rez, he's close. He's also about to be smoked off.
Oh, very nice. Finds from Rez. And Inter's caught on the walkthrough as well. Device being flanked. Oh, Device. That was the one shot he had to hit. Is he ready for this? No, he's not. Hobbit, despite the low HP, punishes. And now Rez has got to pull up his socks and jog on over to the A site.
Give it a crack now, you may as well. Right, consider how this round was just looking. A 2-on-5 has just become a 2v1. Low HP on Hobbit, yeah. A smoke to work with for Rez, a kid in play. Give it a go.
Yeah, and I mean, Rez has definitely been looking to be heating up into the Pro League finish here for Group D. He made this round realistic in the first place. Can he really wrap it all up and put a bow on it as well? He'll go for a clear on Hobbit's position here. Oh, bloody hell, Hobbit. The first onto Device is 1, but the second onto Rez even better.
Great round. Great round from Hobbit, right?
Yeah.
He got Hampus there as that opening kill too, didn't he? Because Inter's got leg, then Hobbit opened up. Nafany gets these 2, and you think, oh, okay. That's way too easy, right? Like, his crosser didn't even have to move. Both the heads just walked exactly into it. Nice little smoke vision camera here for all of you on Rez's kills. And this one for Device, right? Like, he has no idea where Hobbit is. You just see one individual scrambling up mid. That's not enough info. And yeah, huge shot there from Hobbit, right? Was getting hard clear, but here we go again. Full buys out. NIP, they need this one. Well, they will be staring down the barrel of an eco here, so a bit more of an aggressive stance on middle. 3 players over towards B again. This time the AWP from Device joins Plopsky and Linus. You think he could have just taken all of the Astralis mental goodies he had, right, and said, hey, this is why we were good at Inferno, let's just do this. I suppose it's not that easy.
Oh, that's nice. The bait and switch there. Fires off an AWP shot. Axel tries to punish on the bolt. And Plopsky's there. Ooh, he's got a little whiff of the Nafany crawl. Yeah, and as it fades, oh, he's through long. there's more where that came from. Inter's tracked nicely. Hampus knows there's more where that came from. And Shiro still sticking around on the fade. The reposition is another for Hampus.
Nafny though.
Yeah, his adventure's been cut short. This is nearly spotless. It's only Hobbit who's starting to make it costly. Puts Rez down to sleep and looking to tuck in a couple more ninjas here. 40 seconds. They've got control of the bomb and should be a return to form for the ninjas into this our 6th.
Ooh. Close. All right, good attempt there, right? The timing from Gambit getting around the corner for Nafny could have been the unraveling factor, but I think that actually worked against them because Nafny didn't find any contact. Inters assumed it was clear. So kind of playing against them there. But 5-1. And here we go again. Same situation that Gambit find themselves in. The money for a few, decent for rifles. But realistically, they just have to take a bit of a save here. Shiro wants that AWP, so he's not going to spend too much at all. Just a Tech 9 as he leaves spawn. Now, this is the type of round, if you are an NIP fan, is a must in the conversions here, right? This is, you can't be giving up these in a map that you have a bad win-loss record on. These are the type of rounds you have to be converting because it can spiral, it can get out of control. You don't get many opportunities like this. And it is a very passive stance on the B bomb site right now. Linus and Plopsky are as far back as you'd want to be for any banana info. It's just the jiggle from CT from Plopsky and Linus standing ready and waiting with a Molotov. Noisy, this will have been heard. They've dropped their smoke, so they forced out a bit of util here. Gambit being able to force Linus and Plopsky to be scared, and they have tucked into an even more passive stance now.
Oh, you know, that's the kind of shot that I wouldn't write Axel out of hitting the boosted AK.
This can go wrong, I feel.
Yeah, it can. I say AK, excuse me. Plopsky's up there with the M4. All it takes is a couple of crispy shots. So far, so good for the ninjas. Axel has hit that boosted up player. Linus to survive and buy time. Shiro trying to push and put pressure onto that orb, but it's gone awry. And that's lovely. NIP convert the must win and extending their lead, as Chad had outlined. That's going to be just as valuable in the grand scheme of their pursuit of 16. You got to get them. And they have. Plenty of cash. We'll get to see Shiro's T-side AWP back in play.
Yeah, no, like people talk about like the eco bash kills. Those when it's upgraded pistols are really scary frags. Like people are like, oh, he's stat padding. Mate, they are what seems to be the hardest bloody rounds to win, right? Like they're the ones that go wrong and your whole day's ruined. Someone's got to get them.
Yeah, and not only is Furious Nuke baffling at the best of times with their immunity to outside smokes, they're doing it with 70 rounds up against an informed Liquid with the coach playing as well. I suppose Gary didn't have to learn any wall smokes. That's
no,
nice.
We don't go yard, so he doesn't need to worry about a single variation of yard smoke.
Just go kill.
Okay, well, on the CT side as well, you put Gary somewhere.
Yeah.
He can get it done. They might even win this round here,
It looks
Furia.
like they are. I mean, it looks competitive at the bare minimum.
Couple of bangers of shots there. Ooh,
The Yuri clutch, what are you saying?
Well, I'm more excited about this one right now.
We've got to focus on Gambit. I'm so sorry.
Just blue-balled everybody.
You can check that out on the B stream if you want to find out how that one ends.
Shiro just saved all his money up for this. He just bought a nice shiny new toy and has gone and dropped it.
Yeah, he's broken the gyro blades on his new drone.
Damn, it still flies, but it'll never be the same.
Never the same.
He knew he dropped it.
On the first day as well.
It's like when you get a brand new phone. And you're like, I won't put it in a case.
No, I don't need to. Just not today. I'll treat myself.
Yeah, I just want to have it. I want to feel it.
In its most organic and beautiful. Oh, hello. What a treat for Nafany. So he's was ahead, past tense, courtesy of the Hampus spray. Good damage from Hobbit. He keeps them on notice. And if they want to go back to Plopsky's B, they do put a lot of responsibility on the shoulders of this man.
He's seen something here, so Plopsky's gotten wind of this. Linus is rotating back over, and I think it's really on Hobbit to cause an issue with this apps lurk. If he can keep the players on A planted, then we can isolate some fights for Gambit over towards B. There's his lurk smoke, and that's actually...
Oh, woof! That was the bomb on T-stairs as well. Hampus. Quite the resurgence from him after a quiet Ancient. 11 already with some aggressive CT maneuvers, and this round no exception.
It's a save. Like, there was a chance, but I think that kill right there just decided it, right? Inters is going to hold on to that AWP. We mentioned how much was spent on that. Okay, 7-1. Look, I've watched enough Gambit games to not be worried at a 7-1. If the scoreline's 12-3, okay, yeah, then I'll get worried. But like right now, Gambit, imagine this. Live in this fantasy world with me for a second. They take a timeout. They just go, right, boys, let's just throw our legs up. Let's have a bit of a chat here. It's all good. Have a timeout, have a chat. They still have the AWP. They win this one. They win the next one. They break NRP's money. NRP take an eco. They win the next one. At that point, the scoreline's back to bloody 7-5. So it's so quick how this can all turn. What a shot.
If you're peeking into a posted up Shiro,
that's crazy.
You better be faster.
Yeah.
And he was.
Aw. He's just having a ponder there, old Nafi, isn't he?
Yeah, very animated. And Hampus hasn't really clearly had enough. Decides he'll make his 11 a 13 and perhaps even make that 7 and 8.
Well, they didn't take a timeout, you see. With the story that I was trying to paint, they had to take a timeout.
Well, that really is a short-lived period for Gambit. Klopski looking to finish the round right here and now. He knows where you are, Shiro, and sprays him down eventually. Knows where he is. Hobbit up against the world.
Okay.
Well, we know how this one ends, don't we?
Come on now, Hobbit.
No,
give it a go.
We get to watch the Hobbit save.
No,
it's going to be hype.
We'll get to watch the Plopski hunt.
Oh, there's a different way to frame it.
Plopski now hunting down the hiding hobbits. I don't know. I haven't watched enough. I don't know enough of what's his name.
The hobbits, they hide from the ring wraiths.
Of course they did. The ring wraiths.
The Nazgul.
And they like potatoes.
Potatoes.
That's the
for
one.
sure.
The Nazgul. Doesn't he own Liquid?
Yeah, they were the humans that were given the rings of power. And as you know, the human man is easily corrupted.
Yes, we have a story
power.
about that at the moment, I believe.
Yeah.
In the Counter-Strike realms.
Why does it always come back? Everything. It's all linked. Everything's tied together.
And it's all FNS is doing.
And it was FNS coordinated this whole thing from his Valorant.
He still is.
What's it called? Suite.
Yeah. What is he playing for? Envy?
Yes.
Is he at the finals?
I think they are.
That's exciting.
Tis. I actually haven't checked the full team list, but I know they're...
Sentinels are there.
That's kicking off soon.
I think Bren, I don't know where Bren were from, but I don't think they made it.
No, there was like a Singapore visa Ghibli.
Issues, yeah. Yeah.
Well then, Armored Pistols, so far so good from Ninjas. Like they haven't tripped over any of these.
No, it's looked good. It looks like they're playing to win. And look, Device, he only has 5 kills. It's other members stepping up, and this is great. Plopski, Rez, Hampus, all contributing here in a very big way. Like this is the NRP you want to see. Like, this is the one that before Device was on this team, we were still kind of excited about Nip. Like let's not fool ourselves here.
Yeah.
There was always that potential with the squad. Now Device is here. What was meant to happen was we're meant to get more excited.
Do you know how you completely resuscitate the NIP hype?
Change the logo to green.
But that's one way of doing it, yeah. The other way, it's just too complex. I can't say it.
Okay, all right. They've gotten this mid control, and all 5 of them are here. You reckon Plopski has a... Well, he's not going to have a peek, but he might have a smoke spray. They've just been denied their one avenue of attack here. I think they might have to go back and find another way. Hobbit's got some space. That might entice them forward to Linus.
Okay, well, this is actually kind of scary. They don't have any nades left, so it is just going to be the bullets left of...
It is scary, you're right.
Gambit. It can fall apart at any juncture.
Hampus is flanking.
A missed shot from Linus here. He needs to hit the first one, the cross in. Device will miss, and Linus lets one go. Device has dealt with it. Still some alarm bells ringing. Now perhaps not so much, but Axile is always deadly. He's even got a flashbang to try and maneuver out of this pit position. There's 2 posted up on his location. It's Hampus that saves them. And a nice double out of him again. More impact felt.
9-1, they said.
Okay, so Linus back to the academy team temporarily.
Okay.
Bring Forest back in.
Forest?
Yeah.
Okay.
Completely dismantle the Dignitas project.
All right.
Forest back in a NIP jersey.
All right.
As your role-playing 5th.
Yep.
And NIP top 2 world.
Okay, look.
He has a 1.12 rating the last 3 months, Forest. He's still banging out the tier 2s.
Yeah, okay. All right, there's a lot of moving
Safe
parts
pair
to
of
that.
hands there.
All right, all right.
All right, get me in control. Give me a call, NIP. Let me know.
Well, we're going to get Anders on the phone first for the keys to the simulation.
True, yeah. He has been running that for far too long.
Yeah, okay, so Gambit have... It feels like out of the rounds that Gambit have lost, at least 3 or 4 of them have been light pistol upgrades or ecos, right? Like, they haven't felt like they've had guns in their hands more often than not, which is not normally the feeling I have when I watch Gambit.
You know what? That might have something to do with the distinct lack of bomb plants. They really haven't been getting into the site, and I think that's courtesy of the way in which NIP have been defending here.
True. They've been quite in their face, right?
Yeah.
So this is one of the rounds where they haven't gotten multiple opening kills within the first, 15, 20 seconds. So this one might have a bit of a different flavor. And Linus, well, he was jump peeking on his lonesome there. Plopsky back towards the site, and it feels like, give it a bit of a crack for a B-egg, Zach. You have banana control. You just need to clear out sandbags and top. Yeah, but have everything they kind of need.
NIP have been on the ball with their rotates so far. I mean, this is the closest Gambit have come to having an isolated 4v2.
Hampus is already rotating.
He's on his way. Here comes Intus, though. He wants to go off the extinguish. He's considering a resmoked pool and does drop it out. Plopsky done nothing to report, and Linus called upon. He's looking to slow him down here. Rez has fallen elsewhere on the mid push. And yeah, Gambit looking set for this one. Only device remains. He's already got past into the construction. The bomb yet to be planted, so perhaps there is still some chaos to be caused here.
This will be some clutch.
Yeah, and there's enough backs turned that there's a small window for device. He's not ready for that boosted position, so he will fall. Gambit with a must-win round if they want to have a competitive Inferno here.
And it's wild to think, like NIP, even though they have a 9-1 lead, right, they're still in a position where with 1 or 2 rounds in a row from Gambit, their economy can be broken, right? That just shows you how fragile this CT side of the economy can be. NIP will reinvest. They will get the guns back out, but you can already see Plopsky and Linus have the most money remaining. 1,800. That's not enough to get you anything these days. So here we go, an important round for NIP here. Double digits if they win this, and oh, it's a faster play up mid here. Very quick. Look at this. Some pep in their step.
What's Nafany calling up a storm here? He wants Shiro posted up on the arch side early. It does look like the Ninjas have answers to their B questions currently, though. So
Rez needs to be ready on this rotate here, though, Alex, because look how close Nafany is right now towards his arch side. If Rez is not playing aware, and he goes for a little bit of a lazy clear, oh, he knows now. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, the smoke's going to get him very defensive.
Literally smoke signals.
Even Linus is going to back him up. You know, if one of them could get to library side, they are going to be very threatening. Smoked off, unloads his mag, Nafany, nothing. But a lot of info, I suppose. Great flash, device gobbles that one up, and then the lead that follows. Inters is in. And so a Gambit's name in the feed. Now the bomb loose. Shiro keeps things in favor. And look at the rotate. They're still locked out. That's Linus now and Plopsky just in CT spawn where they started. Gambit with a pace change.
Look, I know it's no issue, right? Like in the sense of it didn't manifest that way. But when you see them throw that long smoke, the one that lands, it's after Arch, but before Library, right? So you can't see from Moto and you can't see from Library, right? That one there adds so much doubt that what it does is, oh, Linus has found one here on the save. They are actually chasing. So I think they're well aware here of the ramifications of the economy. See if Shiro can find anything. Taking these guns away would be huge. Bomb's about to go off. That's when he's going to release that shift key and start running. There it is, using the audible, the master steps, and a great shot from Shiro. Even gets them all. Shiro, you bloody hero. That is massive. What that's going to do to NIP right now is they have nothing. They can't operate with anything into the next round of play. They have to take a save, so that is going to sting.
Oh, and you know, an AUG M4 and a couple of Deagles is threatening. It's imposing, and one quick kill off that opening Deag maneuver could have been, you know, threatening. This is
huge.
This is all of that denied. All of that. He had a full belt of util kit, all of that in the bin, and you can see it means a lot to him. He knows what he's done there. He's given him a good leg up into running away with his half. And oh, NIP chose to force Chad. They've already lost Hampus.
Oh no. Well, it's 9-1. I have a sneaking suspicion this could very well end 9-6. And then, you know, that very, very good CT half from NIP. Well, it's still good, but it could have been much better.
Yeah, and then their T-Woes could return in the ugliest way possible after having such a firm lead.
Okay, well, with a man up.
Gamble stack. So, I mean, the only way this goes wrong is if Nafany doesn't just go for a stroll into A. If no one goes and has a little feel, you know, like, oh, no one's poking me, no one's smoking me.
he's not finding anything, right? Not a leg, not a jiggle, not a sound cue, and weirdly enough, they're going to rotate on back because that one looked like it was destined to be an absolute car crash on the B bomb site. Now, one of the things here, unless NIP just want to save what they have, by smoking top banana, you're actually sending them to the other side to at least have a look.
Sure.
Because it's like, well, you can't come in here for 20 seconds, so do you want to go do something else? Right? Like, that's one of the... When you gamble stack a site, that's one of the risks when you smoke off the choke, right? You still want to delay time to make it more stressful, but if you smoke off the choke point and then it sends them to the other side, like, well, we wanted to let them in, actually.
Yeah, like the opposite of that, the throwing the smoke, which is, I think it would entice you into the site, is like that one player of the stack kind of plays and acts like a solo holder.
Yeah,
you know,
jump spotting,
you're jump spotting half wall, and you throw your smoke and you try and actively contest, and then you'd go down. That might lead to, especially in your matchmaking games, the full commit.
That's a classic, that one. It's like on old Inferno, like 1.6, like a really just standard eco strat. All right, guys, the 2 B defenders, you guys are going to rush B and die, and then we hope that that's enough that the rest of them just follow. Just super basic stuff, rudimentary stuff. 10 rounds now for Furia. Okay, looks like they're probably set here for an 11th as well. So things aren't done yet, apparently.
No, and I don't forget Mirage next, which is where Mirage really caught us all off guard. Furia impressing us with their win against NIP, and it wasn't even double digits, 16-8 or something, 16-7.
Yeah, I tuned in at one point. I was like, I don't know if I can watch any more of this. It was just hard to watch. Let me have a little bit of a look here. 16-9. Yeah, 11-4 first half on the defense from Furia. Brilliant stuff.
Ooh-wee, okay, so yeah, NIP perhaps not safe after all, even though they are looking pretty solid here. Exile doing the dance of Molotovs and flashes, and he's actually left a little worse for wear. They've been a bit hard done by not converting that.
They're stacking B again, so getting the most out of these pistols, right? They will be able to buy in the next round. The loss bonus will be there for them. And Plopsky sent forward.
Go on.
To get a lot done here.
Oh, and Rez, can't believe he stuck around for that, but that's enough for Linus's M4. He will trade, and they are going to be surely sending someone to poke and prod at A, but Axel already so low. Linus bravely takes full banana control back for his squad. Hampus calling the bedroom clear.
Oh, that's the bomb loose.
Lovely stuff. Oh, lovely from Linus. That's exactly what you'd need from the safe M4.
I can't believe they picked that up.
Yeah, not only that, he grabs an AWP last second as well. Device gets a real special treat, gets to have everything he could desire for the last round of play. And this is Rez getting 2 when most would get 1.
Yeah, that's great stuff out of him. And Linus here, not afraid, right? Because at this point, they don't know where the last 2 players are. And actually taking a lot of room and securing it on his own, basically. Linus, very good stuff from him. And now 11 possible for NIP. I wasn't thinking this whatsoever. 11. It's going to be a huge half. They get that T-side pistol. Maybe they can do it in 2.
Wow, that comes easy to Shiro. Posted up on the Aggie peak and deals with them. Nice little setup for Hampus, though. And this perfect time for it. Last, you've been saving your schmeckles for 2 rounds in a row. You need to find some dividends here, and only 1 from Rez. Shiro catches a glimpse of Hampus. And this one, a nasty yet predictable death for Plopsky. Gambit will leave with a 5th, but the damage is done. NIP going to be pretty solid and happy with that, I think.
Bomb has been planted.
Resurgence from Gambit. Call it 5, okay. NIP, they're here to play. And just 6 rounds away from doing everything within their power to secure the playoffs. Well then, not only is Furia pushing Liquid over there on the secondary stream, we do have 3 streams running simultaneously, and Tropic and T1 also doing battle and also having implications. It is that hectic final day of the round robin group stage, and it is our last group as well, so playoffs looming. It's just a question of who is going to be the last in that Group D third spot. Furia, their fate's in their hands. They can actually do it entirely in their own design if they were to take down Team Liquid. NIP, however, a win here isn't necessarily all that's required. Let's see if they can do it, though. Gambit secure at the tippy top of the group. But 10, Chad. 10 already. Looking great. All the individuals, as you highlighted, are delivering. It's not just the one-man army. We've had Hampus moments. Linus has had his moments. Plopsky looking good on that B defense as well. But now it comes to the weaker of the two, NIP's attack.
You think we're going 3?
Can I answer after the pistol?
All right. I'll give you that much.
Okay, thank you.
So this is quite the slow approach here. If you were here for Gambit's T-sided pistol, they literally rush B. Right now, NIP have bled almost a minute off of the clock here and are starting to limp out some smokes towards A. Lurk smoke out of Apps, Moto smoke blooms, and the flashes will follow. But is there a commitment?
It looks a bit fakey. Full commit, and Hampus finds more. He's actually hit the onto Inters. They're working up long, and Shiro loses his head. This is brutal. Hobbit's still aware that it's possible. They've scouted out Nafany, and he's lost his life and his kit. And he hears them in. Hobbit, his suspicions confirmed, and he will have a back-turn plot. He needed both. Rez is the one to stand his ground. And quick from Axel. Very quick from Axel. And he's made this 1v3 a little easier already. Linus down. The kit's completely out of the question, so this will have to be some frags rather quickly. He'd love to be putting some pressure on that bomb now, but Rez is holding his cross.
He's so deep. Rez is so deep.
Couple of pot shots. Knows Rez is playing from CT side, and process of elimination dictates Device is supposed to be around it, but they're giving him nothing. Just toying with him. Nice play from Rez. Doing an awful lot without having to move too much. Nice shot all the same. But NIP, they will take the pistol. And perhaps that third map may not be necessary. Good shooting. Call it 11.
I really like that pistol. It was a really, really fun pistol to watch there. It had a lot of layers to it, right? The opening kill with Hampus, like he's jumped out expecting to find something. The circle jumped out. With the circle jump, there's going to be so much uncertainty, right? Is there more players waterfalling in towards the pit? And then the fact he goes into the site and gets a kill, that is massive. And then you see there, they're playing with the rotations. Everybody's scrambling to help the A site. They go through the arch. They've isolated the B rotators. We're like, well, we just thought it was A. And now we're the ones who are under siege. So we will see Gambit force, and Axel's been able to get himself an M4. So isn't that quite the prized possession? And they will need to get something out of this. Can't fall flat with a force buy of this proportion here, Gambit.
Yeah. Only enabled to get that M4. Oh my God, look at him go. Nafany trying to challenge out Hampus, but expected it to be clear. The molly on logs, just not quite enough of a spread.
Really, really rough death to give up there. If you're NIP, you can just regroup and execute on towards this B bomb site. Axel would have to get over there with that M4 now to really voice some concern. And he is starting to get a move on. It's not of the quickest variety, but maybe, just maybe, Gambit will have their B stack underway. Smoking towards CT, Hampus to test the water, and oh, he's on his own. Everybody else has been dispatched towards A, so really just playing with Gambit right now.
Yeah, 2 for 2 as well on this one. Gambit, gobble it up, send Hampus to the other bomb site, and he sells it.
Okay, all right, look. You gotta love this, right? Like, you think, if there's 2 in-game leaders who you think have similar, well, I guess we can throw Art in, but he's the craziest of the bunch. Hampus and Nafany, right? They love a good Aggie play. They love going for the info on their own.
I mean, this isn't the most punishing. If he finds Axel and somehow that M4 is irretrievable, like, you are setting yourself up for the 2-0.
Yeah, and, well, they now know that he has something big in his hands. I would be sending everybody in this direct. Maybe not now. Maybe not now. Maybe that smoke is enough of a deterrent. Okay. He has the M4, guys.
Hampus is still... I mean, I'd feel very pressured if I'm Gambit right now. Flashes all over the shop. Trying to deny what they can. Some bullets from Shiro. Hiding in that tree position. Axel with his M4. Holds on with frags alone.
Okay, well, he can actually drop another M4, and they could actually buy this round. I know that sounds crazy.
And it's going to be up against Galil's, you know, because he just killed everyone with AKs.
Yeah, so their buy is 3 M4s and 2 MP9s. Okay, I think if you're NIP, as well as the fact that he just killed so many of you, you still know there's an M4, so you're going to be operating under that impression here as well. It's not like you won't know that there's rifles out on the other side. Just how many is the question.
They're coming for Nafany's position. The flash is too late, though.
Oh, my lord.
And again, a nasty opening death for the Gambit leader.
Where's this NIP been?
Yeah, correct. One flash. They can fully execute here. Hampus with some confidence in his maneuver here. Just going for the full clear, and Hobbit shouldn't get more than one. If that, Hampus keeps him honest. Ooh, no boost today. Plopsky cancels those plans, and then some. NIP making light work of Gambit.
I'll go warm up the car, mate, because this is over. Like, the fact that they bought into that one now, like, sure, Axel can try and hold on to this. That's all good and well. They get 2,900 as the loss bonus into the next round of play. If Axel doesn't hold on to this, it's just going to be some upgraded pistols here. What are we witnessing here today? What a crazy, crazy game this has been. NIP from the shadows. 13-5.
Yeah, I mean, if NIP close this out, they are going to be watching with their fingernails in their mouth as they watch that final Furia Liquid map if it does go free.
I'm going to just have to reread that email for the 100th time.
Yeah, I just did, actually. So I've got it on the tip of my tongue.
Okay.
So NIP, they qualify if they win and Furia loses.
Okay.
Or if they lose, I'll come back to that.
All right,
because
well,
at the moment, it doesn't look like it's particularly necessary. If
No.
they win, they're just going to be cheering for a Liquid win.
Okay.
If you're an NIP fan, you want Liquid to be taking the W here, and Nafany this time has found a frag and continues to push the issue. Light pistols, no issues really for the Ninjas. This is going to be 14, Chad. They are low. But jumping block solves all their problems.
Yeah, it's a different looking NIP today. This is puzzling. I know there's nothing in this for Gambit, right? You would just love to go undefeated in your group, really just make a bit of a statement. Yanko was talking about, you know, making amends for the ancient loss that they had against NIP in recent times. All those things would be great here, but NIP, with everything on the line, all the pressure that you may even say they put on themselves with the loss yesterday, have just come out here swinging. This is lovely. This is what you want. Oh, that's a nice camera angle.
Oh, I'm just getting an update of that CSGO B stream. 14-10.
Oh dear, Liquid
Furia.
now.
And they're on the defense as well. I mean, that Mirage game, you know, Liquid had a bit of an oopsie on a Mirage earlier on.
Oh dear.
I don't know if that will come back.
Imagine.
I don't know what I mean.
Could you imagine? NIP, they come out, they just absolutely destroy Gambit. They biff them down on their own map choice. And then Furia with Gary
break their hearts again. Like, not only did they break them yesterday, it's like, not only did they straight up said, like, look, I'm sorry, it's not you, it's me.
Yep.
Then they drove past the next day making out with someone new in a Ferrari. They won the lottery, waving at them.
Oh, no.
Bloody hell, imagine.
Oh,
you just beat Gambit. You just beat one of the world's best.
It's going to be a rough night for NIP fans around the world.
It could be. It really could be. And to ride the highest of highs of this as well.
Yeah, they're going to be feeling good after the win, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, strap in. 15. Looks like Mirage might be happening.
Okay. Well, double AWPs have been hit. And, well, this is the first full gun round that Gambit have had. And the scoreline is already 14-5. So... Linus.
Hello.
Yeah, that's a lot of damage, isn't it? Pepper's away.
Oh, he's tactile.
I can't believe they're hanging
around.
around.
Hear this. Dude, they'll hear this.
Yeah.
Rez is going to know.
Yeah.
What are they up to?
I'm not sure.
Okay. We're on the same page there, I guess.
After the first guy gets spammed, I can't believe they even hung around at all.
Gambit sandbagging their Inferno here.
Two players without seeing anybody are both below 50 HP. And Nafany's AWPing Banana.
It could have got a lot worse.
It could have, but when do you see Nafany AWPing? You know, sometimes, but... Oh, the panic button's been hit here in a ways.
Plopsky is burning, does extinguish, And that's a great start for the Gambit CT setup. Shiro's AWP connects, Nafany's AWP connects, so they were well aware of this double AWP setup, and in fact the whole setup has come into fruition at once.
Okay, well, Hampus, the man who's usually getting involved in the round at the start, he's the last one left, and with 30 seconds left, there's not much for him to salvage in a round like this, but you would like to get a couple of kills just to make it costly for Gambit. The reinvestments at this point of the game are going to hurt a lot. Now, sniffing under the nose right here. Should be finished off on the top row. Hobbit will get it done. We'll call that 6. Now, it's going to be quite the comeback here from Gambit, and they're very impressive as far as, the comebacks go and making sure that they stick to their guns, as it were. And IP can buy again. Even though there's been a couple of rounds where Axar kept them honest with multiple frags, there's still enough in the bank balance to get out 4 AK-47s and Plopsky into a MAC-10. So let's see, is there a gear shift? Are they going to go for the uppercut to lay Gambit out here? Banana flashes, 147, away she goes. Hampus working on this banana control. Linus is playing very passive for second mid info. So banana control seems to be the priority here, and getting past Nafany is key.
Yeah, priority number 1. And his AWP was good for 2 in the first test in our previous round. Molotov serves 2 purposes, and you can see actually, just as I say that, looks like C-Stream update and Tropic good for the win.
2-0.
Oh, okay, Nafany again, good for it on this B defensive AWP.
I think they should... Oh, Shiro's got a kill. Shiro had a kill there. Rez, great shot. Getting interesting now. Very interesting. There was 3 players over towards B for a moment there of Gambit. Inters doesn't know whether to stay or whether to go. He's floating in spawn. It's Axel in the graveyard on his lonesome on A right now. Inters will eventually join the party, but you can see how skeptical he is that maybe, just maybe, territory's been taken. And Axel repositioning as well here.
It's gone very quiet at B. Regardless, though, Inters has maneuvered away from his long info hold.
Oh, this is such an odd spot for Axel.
It's reminiscent of how he held A on Ancient, like this kind of position.
Just a real odd one.
Like, how are you going to com that immediately? He should have the element of surprise for at least 2. And look at this!
Oh my lord!
Axile nearly wins the round in 1 spray of his magazine. That's nuts. Look what he's done to them. NIP just had to find 1 man. It was a 4v1 on the site. Axel takes 3 with him.
Holy.
And now Linus asked to clutch. He's lost his teammates. It looks like he could lose this round. Does strike into the first. They're grouped up on short, and this reposition is everything. They're crouching in on him. Next target found. He's not looking the right way.
Oh,
lovely Linus saving the ninjas. Anything Axel can do, I can do better. The multi-kill clutch. Let's go.
How do we get both of those plays in the same round? How does Axel get 3 there?
I don't even know. Let's
Here we go.
Again. They're so snappy, dude. Like, Rez did all the movement tricks he possibly could have. And Linus, he adjusts back. He looks the wrong way, but he's just back in time. His awareness is there.
Oh.
That is magnificent. And now they're set for success, Chad.
Surely. Look at this. NIP.
They have to be.
Yeah, this is the best opportunity. There's no other way around this. They've got banana control again. Rez needs to be careful here. Ouch. That one's going to sting. And this push is going to hurt a lot too.
Yeah, Linus just looked away. Okay, he saved them. And with a death on Hobbit, it leaves Nafany quaking in his boots. Shiro's going to be smoked off here. He can't contribute at all. He can just try and close the gap as fast as he can. They are looking to isolate. Nafany is above the Molotov. But Hampus, good for the frag. Shiro pushing through. This is very aggressive. If they just find him, the round is theirs. But Shiro causing a problem. Hampus deals with it.
That's the game.
Yeah, you'd think so. I mean, Inters is coming in a little late. This could be the 16-6. What a posting. I mean, there's 17% win rate on Inferno.
Jesus.
The only team they've beaten in recent months, Big Clan. But now to take Gambit down and in this capacity, he doesn't even have a kit, Chad. The hard work is done. Hampus leading from the top of the scoreboard tonight.
1 HP.
Have picked up the impossible. They've done the impossible. Take down Gambit. That's the rebuttal from a slip-up on the banana skin up against Fury just yesterday. And now all eyes are on that next broadcast, Chad. All eyes.